Will I curse the Bills this week? We will see. The Bills are number one, guys. So could they lose this week just because I put them at number one? All of that after this. Welcome, everyone, to another episode of the Camper Report. I am your host, Benjamin Camperman, and today we have Week 5 Power Rankings. I'm excited to be back here with you guys. Again, last week I didn't do the Week 4 Power Rankings, so I have to come back. I did yesterday my reactions on the 49ers. Hopefully I can get some type of guest on Thursday. So we've got all of that great stuff. Don't worry about that. But today we're going to bring you the power rankings. And again, before we start, I'm doing a survey. What do you guys want to see me do? Again, this is the people's channel. You guys, it's not on me. You guys tell me what you guys want to see me do. Do you want me to see me get more people on my show? Do you want to see me do more giveaways? I could do a giveaway if you guys enter your different types of, I don't know, whatever. But the survey is at the bottom of the link of the show. I believe it's right here. I'll just double check. So yeah, you go to the description at the bottom, and at the very bottom, it should say join in this survey, and it has a survey. So that was made by me because I want to see what you guys want to do me do differently. And yeah, I mean, I could do anything basically. So, I mean, yeah, so we could get right into the power rankings, though. I will pull up this. Graphic that I made. So number one, we'll start from number 10. At number 10, you right here, it's at the very bottom. I'm not sure if you guys can see that, but at number 10, I have the Bengals. It's a little bit crammed, but I have the Bengals at number 10. I think this was the Bengals played well. I mean, last week they beat I'm trying to think. They almost beat the Packers, who right there, as you see on your screen, you see the Packers right there. So they almost beat the Packers. So pretty good. It's a pretty good start overall for the Bengals. They have a great player in Jamar Chase. Joe Burrow is playing at a top 10 QB level. So you have, I mean, they went into overtime with arguably my top 3 team in the league, the Packers, last week. So I really like the Bengals with that. I think they have played really well this season. And I think overall, the Bengals are a really good team. They have a decent defense, good offense, just a pretty good team overall. So I really do like what the Bengals are doing here. And again, if Joe Burrow keeps playing how he's playing, this could be a really, really, really good team. Now, there was a few snubs. I'll talk about it after. But I really I really wanted to see the Bengals on this list, even though, a lot of the teams that they're ahead of, the Browns, the Raiders I left out on this list. They're all tied with it, and I think they could give the Browns a big run for their money. It's just so surprising because the Bengals really have been outplaying expectations. I mean, the Bengals have exceeded expectations. I mean, a lot of people at the beginning of the season did not expect the Bengals to be in the top 10 teams. They didn't even expect them to be they didn't even expect them to be in the playoffs. So that is a very good thing. Let's see. So who else do we got here? At number 9, we have got the Raiders. Even though the Raiders got handed a loss last week by the Chicago Bears. Even though they got handed a loss last week by the Chicago Bears, I do think this team is still very good. Hold on. Okay. Yeah. I do think this team is still very good. I think the Raiders, before they could be the Denver Broncos. I mean, again, the Denver Broncos kind of started off like this too as well. they could be one of those teams where they played an easy schedule. I mean, if you look at their schedule, it wasn't that hard the first 4 games, but I'm still going to give the Raiders the benefit of the doubt. They're still have one of the best records. They're 3-2, and Derek Carr has been playing at a decent level, so I do like what the Raiders have been doing here. And I'm going to put him at number 9 because I was looking at all the records and who would go ahead of the Raiders. I really don't see anybody else who is better than the Raiders. I think the Raiders have done great this year. I really don't see anybody else who is better than the Raiders record-wise. So that's who I got. Number 8, as you see right here, we have got the Rams. I mean, this team really was beat the Seahawks last week, lost to the Cardinals, but as you see here, the Cardinals are number 2 on my list. So really, to be honest, they lost to one of the best teams in the league. The Cardinals are very good. For the most part, Matthew Stafford's playing very good. I do want to see, there is a few things that are concerning. The Rams secondary isn't great. I mean, they didn't do a great job at containing the Seattle's offense. I mean, they did, but they just haven't really, the last 2 weeks, I feel like, been out in sync, the offensive side of the ball. I mean, they didn't do a great job of containing the Seahawks, as I said before, the Seahawks scoring game. So they've done well, but they just haven't been in key the last 2 weeks. So I want to see them get back on track. I want to see Matthew Stafford get to that MVP level as he was the first few weeks. Right now, he's kind of gotten off track. So definitely slow down they slowed down which was a good sign. They slowed down the Seahawks, but that was half of the game without Russell Wilson. So that's what I want to see more from them. Number 6, gotta go with the Chargers. Justin Herbert, top 5. I mean, he has to be in that situation, in that conversation. Justin Herbert is just absolutely amazing. Love what he is doing right now. He is probably, in my part, I mean, is beating the Chiefs. Last week, he beat, let's see here. I'm looking it up last week. But anyways, Justin Herbert's just done really good. Last week, I'm looking it up. Last week, he beat the Cleveland, yes. Okay, and Cleveland, to me, in my power rankings, was a snub. Cleveland in my power rankings this week, week 5, is a snub. I think they're still really good, but they beat teams like Cleveland. They beat teams like the Chiefs, who aren't in my power rankings, but they're still very good. They beat a lot of good teams, which I just really high regard. And so why not put the Chargers at 6? The Chargers have deserved my respect. They have a great player in Mike Williams, great player in Keenan Allen, great run game, great Justin Herbert. I mean, everything's amazing. Their defense is outplaying what we all expected them to. Top-ranked defense. So very excited to see this team. Hopefully they can keep it rolling. I mean, I believe this is a 5-1 team. I'm pretty sure. 4-1. Yeah, they're a 4-1 team. Wow. So they have really done better than we all thought they would. So number 5, gotta put the Buccaneers. I think the Bucs, they haven't played great, but they've only really lost one game. I don't know why I'm putting them higher than the Rams. I'm not sure why I did that, but I do think, they're a team that they're an up and down team because they've done well in some weeks, but they, at the same time, I mean, Tom Brady's playing at an MVP level. Now, all he has to do is check it down in Antonio Brown. Antonio Brown takes it for 50 yards. He's not doing that much, but he is playing at a top 10 to top 5 level QB. I mean, right now, he'd probably be 4 on my list. So he's very good. He's thrown many touchdowns, even though, sometimes that's not really him throwing it's not him doing it all. But he has been making the right decisions. And, I mean, the Bucs have played enough. I mean, they just played Miami. They're 4-1. They blew out Miami 45-17. Now, Miami's not that great, but still, you got to give credit to them. I do think they have earned, I mean, they've only lost really one game, so who knows, really? Who actually knows? But we'll see in the coming days what happens. At number 4, I have got the Cowboys. This team, to me, they're a very good team, but at the beginning of the season, didn't really feel right about them. But now they're coming off of, let me look at the scores again, okay? They are coming off of, right here, they are coming off of the Cowboys. Who did they play? Giants. 44-20, blowing out the Giants. I mean, blowing out the Giants, okay? And they also blew out the Eagles by about the same amount of points the week or a few weeks before. So you have to give the Cowboys their credit. Zeke, beginning of the season, didn't do great. I mean, my fantasy was like not very good, actually. Zeke was okay last week. But he picked it up the next week, had quite a few hundred yards, and then from then on has ran the ball. They have ran the ball efficiently. Zeke has had a touchdown every game, has had multiple touchdowns every game. Dak is playing at a top 5 level QB level. I would probably put him like 6th or 7th, but still, he's playing at a very good level. And so Dak, you have to put in there. This team, defensively, we did not think the Cowboys would do that good defensively. Instead, what did the Cowboys do? Right now, they're like the 5th-ranked defense. So they're very good. They're getting picks. Their defense is overachieving expectations. Their run game has picked up since week 1. They've been very good. This team really just looks like a complete football team. We thought they were going to be an offensive team. I really did not expect the Cowboys to do that good because of their defense. It would have to be a shootout for most games. But instead, their offense is doing better than we all thought. Their defense is doing better. And so because their defense is doing better, their offense is doing incredible. So I think this team's number 4. They've overexceeded expectations, but I really like to see this team is just really good. It's really good. So let's see. Number 3, we will do the top 3 teams right after this. We'll be right back. So anyways, as you guys said, top 3 teams. So I just previewed the top 7 of the bottom 7 of the I just previewed the bottom 7 of the power rankings. Now I've got to the top 3. At number 3, I've got the Packers. The Packers played a really good team against who I've got number 10, the Bengals. Bengals, Packers, whatever it is, they've been playing very good football. Aaron Rodgers could be in the top 5. I mean, I think he's in the top 5 QB conversation, is an MVP candidate. This team is looking better almost than they did last year, and they didn't even start off very good week 1. So, I mean, the Packers, you have got to give credit to the Packers. They have really picked it up since they since they lost week 1, got blown out. That's another outlier team. The Saints. That's incredible. But anyways, the Saints beat the Packers, and now they're just been going back and forth. It's like really weird. But so anyways, the Packers, I think when this offense is clicking, Devontae Adams, Aaron Rodgers, they're really good. And they have some breakout receivers this season that we didn't expect to be breakout receivers. Their team looks about the same. I mean, their defense almost looks better. You know, they've played really well without injuries, with injuries because they've lost Zadarius Smith and all of that, but they've still played really, really well. And so because of that, you know, you got to put them at number 3, except from that first game, really, they have played exceptional football. And I mean, if you look at it, you know, this past week, they beat the Bengals in overtime, but if you look at their schedule right now, you know, it's really, I mean, they have really played well. I mean, they beat the 49ers a few weeks ago. They beat the Lions or whatever. They've played exceptional football, however you say it, however you put it. So That's number 3. Number 2, I've got the Cardinals. People were like, why don't you have them at number 1? Well, I just don't think, I think the 49ers are not a top 15 team right now. And the Cardinals got exposed last week on offense. They did. I mean, the 49ers held them to 5 3-and-outs. What the 49ers basically did, they made, here's the thing, people don't blame the 49ers defense for the loss. This was all the way the 49ers offense. So the Cardinals literally, now yes, they're still the only undefeated team, but the Cardinals literally 5 3-and-outs, I think, in a row against the 49ers. They made Kyler Murray play. They made him play inside the pocket. He really didn't play well. He made big plays when it mattered, but it still doesn't matter. I mean, they got exposed on offense. That's all you can say. That's all it is. They did. And they got held to 17 points last week against a good 49ers team, but their corners were not that good. So, I mean, I love the Cardinals, but the Bills are just on a roll offensively. I mean, they really, says, what's up, but the Cardinals really just have been, their D, Chandler Jones, J.J. Watt, 2 of the most Hall of Fame talents on that line right there. 2 great, players that got after the quarterback last week. So they played well on defense. Their defense is looking better than a lot of us expected. But, that leads me to my number 1 team, the Bills. The Bills had a hiccup week 1, but ever since then, you don't have to be undefeated to be the number 1 team. Josh Allen, number 1 MVP candidate by far. He's played smart. He's played athletically. He's just done everything right that the offense has asked him to do. Josh Allen is by far, I think, the best quarterback, better than Patrick Mahomes. You see, Patrick Mahomes looked Superman, but now he doesn't anymore because he doesn't have a good team around him. Well, Josh Allen has a good team, and he is executing that defense. Wow. They have blown a lot of people away with just, let's look at what they got. Let's see. They played last week the Kansas City. Oh, yeah, I had something to say on them. They played the Chiefs. They dominated the Chiefs. I believe it was at Chiefs Stadium. Okay, so they dominate the Chiefs. They dominate the Chiefs away on the road. Okay, and they just made the Chiefs look like, completely fools. They made the Chiefs look they made Patrick Mahomes look helpless. And so their offense, 38 points against the Chiefs, held them to 20 points. This team has looked, except from week 1, unstoppable. And so I have got to put the Bills at number 1. They have been all you can ask for from a team. So those are my power rankings. Again, guys, I have a survey up in the description. A survey up in the description. You scroll to the bottom and it should say survey or something like that. And basically, if you guys tell me what you guys want to do next, if you guys want me to do giveaways, have more guests on the show, anything from that, and just, what do you guys want me to change? Basically, anything from that to giveaways, whatever. So feel free to do that. You don't have to. But I will see you guys probably on Thursday with a guest. Waruna says hi. Hi. But I'll see you guys on Thursday with a guest, probably. I should be back on Thursday. And I'll be back next week for the Week 6 Power Rankings. But we will see you guys later. Go check out my video I did last week. Today, actually. I posted it today about the 49ers versus Cardinals reactions. We will see you guys later. And